Hi, Story Gordon here. How's it going? Me too, it's going. It's going great. As I look back over my life at successes and some not so successes, there are some surprising events. One in particular. When I was 20, I'd been teaching electronics and radar maintenance for about a year and a half. My wife worked 8 to 5, and I taught 6 to midnight. So I came onto the base about noon every day to have lunch with my wife. Then in the afternoon, I would either go to the library or hit the instructor's lounge to study and prepare. I was pretty good, not because I was better than anybody else, but because I spent at least 3 to 4 hours every day preparing to teach. And this is something a lot of speakers miss, as they don't realize how much preparation it takes to look natural and to be easy. Here's the story. I want to be careful how I tell this, because if it comes across as a little Jack Horner sat in a corner, look what a good boy am I, that's not my intention. I felt that way right after it happened, but on reflection I see that what I did was probably beyond my knowledge and ability. A happy accident. Here's the deal. As I said, I was a pretty good instructor teaching a 6-week course on radar maintenance, the FPS-3. I was finishing a class one Friday, looking forward to my next week off, and we didn't get very many weeks off. We were shorthanded. But I had a week off when my first sergeant came to me and said, "Hill, I've got a special class for you, starts Monday. There's about 25 of them. They're all losers. Every one of them has washed back at least once, some of them twice. And if you don't get any of them through, don't worry about it. It won't reflect on your record. These guys just aren't any good. But we can't throw them out unless they fail. So do your best and don't worry about what happens." I don't know what triggered this, but I decided that I was not going to be responsible for their failing. Monday morning, I came in and put a 10-question test on the board. It wasn't a trick test, it was a real test, but the questions were hard. And I told them if they didn't get at least 7 of the 10 right, they were going to study hall, which was fine by me because I was on the base every day anyway. Well, they all failed the test. Now, for the next 3 weeks, the first phase, I had them in study hall every afternoon and in the classroom from 6 to midnight every day. These losers passed the first test, every one of them. I was very happy. They were too. But, as happens in bureaucracies, this was an unusual event. And my CO, commanding officer, decided that I had somehow gotten access to the test and taught them the test. Being a bit of a smart aleck, I said, "I didn't teach the test. I spent 3 weeks teaching the answers to whatever test you gave them." So they retested them, not believing I had not been some sort of a crook. They all passed again. We went into the second phase. At the end of the next 3 weeks, they all passed. Now the point here is, why did they do it? There was a real bonus because at the end of the 6 weeks when they all passed, one Saturday, my wife and I lived off the base just outside the West Gate, and they showed up with hamburgers, hot dogs, buns, Cokes, beer, ice, and we sat there in our nice big yard we had, eating and just having a great time. They were so happy. I could look at this and say, what a good boy was I, or what a great instructor was I. But I don't think that's what happened. Because as I recall their joy in having succeeded when they were told they were going to fail, What happened by me assigning them to study hall every day for 6 weeks was that I took away their excuse for failing. They couldn't say, well, I didn't get the material because we didn't have enough time on it. They couldn't say, I didn't pass because the instructor didn't care that I learned. I have no idea what this means. Only this. When I look back on my life at successes and failures, I look at this one and say, there is a success I had that I didn't try to achieve. It just happened that way. This is Story Gordon saying, thanks for stopping by. If you like what you see here, come back or subscribe and you'll get notices when I put something new up. I hope to see you again soon.